pre-week analysis of gold for the week of December 7th to 12th. All right, starting off with the day, you can see we're in this terrible price action, falling in between this zone and this zone. Look, no higher highs, no higher lows, no lower lows or anything like that. We've just been kind of falling in between here, which is good and bad. All right, let's take a look at this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out some liquidity, potential places for liquidity. I'm looking for areas that have not been swept or lows that didn't lead to any liquidity sweeps. And we'll go validate that with lower time frame. Like for example, right here, you see how we went down, we came up, didn't sweep anything. Look, we went down, didn't sweep anything. Went down, we swept that, but then we went down and we didn't sweep anything. Then we came back down again, went back up and swept nothing. Right, so these were pretty useless retracements. Like this one right here, look, we retraced, we get swept, and then we sweep the highs. That's a good retracement. Let's look at the hour, see if any of these are valid. Down, sweep all of this stuff right here. Look, we go down, we sweep all of this, we sweep this, and this, and this. But we come up and we sweep nothing. Come down, sweep nothing. Come down even more. Nothing, nothing. Try, fail, come up, nothing. Nothing. This one's good actually. Okay. All right, let's look at now current price action. All right, we've marked out our areas of liquidity, like fat loads of liquidity that have not been touched yet. A lot of them are down. We're really struggling to get up. If you look at this, we go down, try to go up, fail. Let's actually mark this out. Fail. Damn. Come back. We try to go up. Fail. Because remember, the target is here, the highs. We're in an uptrend. We're trying to go high. So every time it comes up and doesn't hit those highs, it's a failed attempt. And that in turn ends up just to be liquidity, sell side liquidity. Buy side liquidity, I mean. Fail. That's a big fail. We're still in the middle of this. But if you were to look at this right now, look at this chart, and you had to guess where we're trying to go. Look how easily it falls. Look how much trouble it has going up. Fail, 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 fail. This could debatably not be a fail, actually, I'm not going to lie. Because if anything, we came for this liquidity and we took that out. So we came down, and we would have taken this out. But we still left a bunch of liquidity. So we're struggling to go up, but we're in an uptrend. Not a great noise. All right, let's look at the hour here. There's no liquidity up here. If you look right here where we're like target is, the only liquidity is really at the top. It falls into this tiny zone right here. Like that's the only liquidity we have up here. Everything else is just failed attempts that we end up going for. Like if you look right here, we go trying to go up, we fail, so we come take out this low. We go up, we sweep this liquidity, but we fail to end up getting to these highs. So what do? We come down and we sweep. Even right here, where it fails to sweep these lows, we go for another attempt. Bam, failed, sweep, comes up, fails to go up, comes back down, up, fail, fail, fail. We don't even get to these highs. So eventually this all just gets liquidated. If you come back, you look right here, bam, 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 fail, 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 fail. And that stuff hasn't even been swept out yet. So that's why there's so much liquidity right here. At least right here when we come, like that's even a fail right there, even though we take out this tiny bit of liquidity. But initially we come back up and we take all this stuff out. And then even when we fail to get up to these highs, we come down and we sweep all this right here, right? Because look at all this gets taken out and it just rejects off this fair value gap. Look right there. See that? That's a beautiful trade right there too. Look, we got all this failed liquidity, all these failed attempts right here. Because remember, overall, we're trying to go up. So every time it fails to go up, that's liquidity and possibilities for entries to buy. So if you looked right here, look at that liquidity right there. Swept. But look how many failed attempts it gets to get back up there. So when we finally come sweep all these attempts right here, like bam, 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 we sweep it, we reject right off this order block. Because this was clean. Sweep, rejection right away. Then we go long. Damn. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at these big candles. These are bullish candles. Look at that. This comes and takes out everything. When you see a candle like this, you expect some bullish momentum. Look at that. Look at this. Sweep takes out this all of this. But look what it does. Nothing. Look at the target that we're trying to hit too. All we're trying to do is take out these highs. We've come up, we've retraced, sweep. Tries again. Big bullish moves, but no movement. It's stuck in this zone right here. We finally get up, go back down, get up, bam. This did nothing. So that's liquidity right there. So every time we fail, every time we try and go up more, we need this liquidity. Even this big candle right here leads to nothing. That gets swept, we go up. Fail, sweep. That's liquidity right there. Big takeaway from this is look how easy it is for price to fall. Little liquidity sweep like this. This one candle sweeps it, just sweeps this stuff right here. We tumble down. And it takes, even with these big bullish candles, that's not enough to switch the direction and take out any highs. Look at this tiny little sweep right here. One candle, just this liquidity. Doesn't even touch any of this stuff right here. We take this out, we tumble. Price knows it should be going up, but it is falling easily. So even right here, with this candle right here, where we sweep everything except for this. And that was our last, I guess, quote unquote, high, because that was a good sweep. Even though we're in a bearish trend overall, this would have been a good shift, because look, bam, we sweep, good take high, sweep, break structure to the downside right here. This liquidity sweep leads to a break of structure right here. Then we fall. We have, I guess, a good break of structure here to the bullish, to the upside, and then we kind of start to do that, but look, we don't really do anything. We just have liquidity sitting. So we're definitely coming down this way. We're coming for this stuff right here. Early days, I think. Early in the week, I'm saying Sunday night or even Monday, we're going to shoot here. If we don't see a big push up, which I mean like immediately we see a huge push up here, because we need a lot of momentum to get from here all the way up to here. That's a lot. So we will probably see Monday. On Monday, we will probably see price open up with some sort of shot down. We're probably going to shoot down, take out all this liquidity right here, and then either go up or attempt to go back up and then just continue to go down for more liquidity. I think this whole zone will be taken out before we go anywhere. We're either going to go all the way down, take all this out, and then go up. And during that attempt to go up, we're either going to fail, which we've done multiple times already, and then just continue going down for more high volume liquidity. Like, for example, this is not high volume liquidity because if I jump from the hour to the day, all this liquidity is just showing up in one candle. But candles like this where you can, that's high volume. That's a lot of liquidity right there because these are big time frames. There's a lot of momentum and volume being traded inside of a day opposed to in a candle. So we'll probably come down there. I mean, the easiest trade would be if we see this right into the zone and then we come down for this liquidity. That would be an easy trade, but I'd need to see a beautiful rejection. Price would need to come up here and show me like an engulfing or like a beautiful rejection candle. And then I'd probably target take profit one would be right here at 4,175, and then take profit would probably be down here at 4,110. But I could also see this where we just instantly take it. That's going to be a good sign if we're going to go up or down on Sunday. If price wants to go up, it'll probably just immediately take this, then go up. But if price comes up, it's looking for liquidity here, so we're going to come up and then go down. That's a great indication that we're trying to go up because it means that's hunting for liquidity opposed to just gathering it and then going up. Or, I mean, I don't know, it's gold. A lot of banks trade it. We can instantly just see this. But either way, I'm not taking a long until I see this liquidity get swept. Overall, I'm looking for a long, but I need to see majority of liquidity get taken out before I'm even thinking about doing a long. Let's see if we can find an example of this happening in the past. All right, yeah, look at this right here. Look right here. So price comes up, it's stuck in this zone right here where it's failing to get up. So if we look at the hour, we can see sweep, fail, there's liquidity left right here. We take that out, go up, fail to go for higher time frames. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. What days are these? Sunday. So look, we open up. This is Loki a perfect example. Look at this. So we see the sweep right before the end of the week market close. We see the sweep right here that leads to a big bearish momentum. Leaves behind it these fair value gaps. What does price do on Sunday? Look, first hour of Sunday. Look, Friday, Sunday. We rock it up. That's the kind of rejection candle I want to see right here. We see this huge rejection, and we come down and we target what? This liquidity right here on our last failed attempt. We don't even get it. We come back up. Again, we push through, sweep these highs, but then eventually we're coming down. Like, there's still so much liquidity right here. Like, I promise you, we are not going up before it takes out this liquidity. There, it takes it out. Actually, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. What was this break of structure? Terrible break of structure. We got no liquidity. Bam. Yeah, look. So we come down. We take out all liquidity. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. So it comes down, sweeps, goes up. But there's fail, 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 fail. Okay, that's why we come down again. That's a fail, though. I probably wouldn't enter until I saw a clean break. Something like this. Where it comes down, takes up liquidity, and then we see a good, like, comfort something. So that way, when I know the retracement, like, this would probably be the fair value gap I'd enter off. That's probably what I'm entering off. I don't know if I'd enter off of this. Because it's just, I don't know how I feel about that because there's so much liquidity underneath it. But that, targeting these failed attempts right here. Sweep, go right up. That's a beautiful example of a fair value gap. So if we go back to our regular thing, look for what we have right here, remember? on Friday, we see this drop down, big fair value gap, tons of liquidity underneath us. What does Sunday do? Bam, comes down, attempts, it fails, but it comes back up, bam, then goes down. And if you look at the daily on this, we're still overall bullish. Look right here, that's where we're looking at. Like, we're trying to go up. So if I had to guess right here on what we were going to do on Monday, I guess Sunday night, look, liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. If we look at what happened on Friday, sweep, big move down. There's failed attempt, failed attempt. So I honestly think if history tends to repeat itself, which some people disagree it doesn't, but we could see this. Let's actually leave this here for shits and giggles. See if we can call it. Mark out our take profits. So should go take profit 1 right here. Take profit 1. Where's take profit 2? So this is our prediction for Sunday. Bam. But I think overall, look at this 4-hour here. We're 100% bullish. Even if we consider this a break of structure. Another break of structure, but that was a terrible break of structure. But this just looks like liquidity, 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 liquidity. If you look at any point where it kind of like shoots up, it looks like this is a powerful rejection looks like this. A weak rejection looks like this. Right? It just means that there's like, that's just weak. So if you look at the sells here, wow, boom, wow, boom, wow, boom. If we look at these buys though, wow, boom, wow, boom. These look like shitty. It's falling easier than it's rising. But if we look at the week, we should be going up. I think we're going up. I think this week is going to look, this week's either going to be a quick down than up, or we're going to just do this all week. Just keep failing attempts while going down. But overall, I think we're going up. All right, we'll see how that turns out. We'll come back and look at it next week.